Kalonzo Musyoka took the one-term campaigns to Tharaka Nithi, and he was flagged by his friends JB Muturi and Nithi Kalinturi. They were so much excited about this tour that Kalonzo said this on his social media handle, that I'm excited to be in Tharaka Nithi today with my brothers in the United Opposition, Honorable JB Muturi and Nithi Kalinturi. Our number one agenda is one term and hashtag Komboa Kenya. They had announced this tour just a day before, so people were ready for it. They knew that this tour was going to happen. And remember, it is happening at Deputy President's backyard, Kithure Kindiki's backyard. And Kalonzo was also going, among other things, meet the people and open wiper offices in that region. So they took their one-term campaigns to the eastern Mount Kenya. They had a successful day, if you ask me, because these are part of the activities that took place. So he had just opened a new office there, ready to sit together with all the coalition partners to ensure that they take William Ruto home. Now, towards the tail end of their campaigns, that they were enjoying the one-term team, people were very ready, and they're saying William Ruto must go home. They were met with some hostile reception that started singing two-term, and I've seen government bloggers saying that the one-term campaign is a fiasco. But Kalonzo insists that those were a handful of people who were given money, a handful of goons. This is what happened. Perhaps you might be wondering what exactly happened and who is responsible, because in politics, anything that happens for a reason. And when you see people shouting either one term or two term, there are people behind them. So who are behind the goons, as Kalonzo calls them? The goons who tried to stop their campaign, who tried to stop this Meet the People tour. And I want us to get it from the horse's mouth. Who does Kalonzo feel is the one who masterminded everything? Let's get it from Kalonzo.
A group of 10, led by one very serious big goon, who even had the audacity to follow us all the way to Kibunga. I don't know who had paid them what, but this is a type of intolerance. We are a democracy. And people have every right. In fact, the only credit I give the people of Marimanti, nobody threw stones. Nobody said dirty things. So the only problem is that the three, actually we could count. We made it very difficult for anybody to communicate. But when he said wangapi wa one term, nyinyi muliona. Yeah? So we want to discourage this habit. Kenya belongs to all of us. If this is Kindiki's home area, he should set the example, allowing people to come to his place freely. But if he's going to be the chief goon, and organize goons na watu kama hivyo, how will he, as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, how will he be received elsewhere? So it has been a very successful day. Very successful, because Marimanti is of course within the Tharaka Nithi County, and the people were wonderful. In fact, we want to say, one of the things I wanted to say is Wiper Patriotic Front has designated the 10th of October as a National Delegates Congress Day. We will congregate in Nairobi from every part of the Republic to be able to carry out our normal business as a newly rebranded political outfit, ready to take the reins of leadership of Kenya.
Tunaheshimu uhuru wa kisiasa. Kwa hivyo wale watu ambao wametumwa kuja kujaribu tuharibia rali zetu, hao wamekosea, na ni watu wachache. Mimi nimeingia ndani ya wamama, wanasema wao wako nyuma ya Kalonzo, na Kalonzo ndio watapigia kura. Hii maneno mengine hiyo ni watu walevi kidogo wamenunua pombe kuja kuonyesha picha, sababu wametumwa na anachukua recording ndio watumie mabosi yao waonyeshe ya kwamba waliharibu mkutano. Lakini sisi tunasema ya kwamba mkutano wetu umeendelea vizuri na tutarudi tena. Hatuna vita na Mheshimiwa Kindiki. Yeye anatumika pale kama flower gunner.
Kindiki mwenyewe amekuwa Matungulu, which is my neighboring constituency. Mimi niko Kadhiani, Matungulu ni next to me. Na amekuja jana akifanya ile empowerment. Na sisi hatuna shida. Watu wetu ni watu wa Wiper, lakini wanamkaribisha. Hii tabia tumeona leo, tunashangaa. Sasa utajaribu kuja tena Kadhiani, unataka sisi tukulaki, na tukija pande hii unatuma vijana 2 watatu. Ile kitu nataka kusema ni kwamba mumetumia vijana vibaya. After abducting our children na kuua watoto wetu, sasa mumeanza kuwapatia pombe ili wakuje kuingilia mikutano ya viongozi. It is a shame. Na mimi nataka kusema it doesn't matter wale vijana 5 wa 6, Your Excellency, thank you for telling us to keep our cool. Na ukatuambia sisi let us not react. And that is a gentleman we want. Tunataka uongozi ya mtu anaweza ambia watu wake.
Now I must say that it will be very irresponsible for a deputy president who purports to be uniting the country, a person who was appointed after his predecessor in that office was ejected over claims of division. And the entire UDA government has always complained that Gachagua was not supporting Ruto's unity program. So if Kithure Kindiki was the one who had a hidden hand, was the one who masterminded everything, it will be very unfortunate and very shameful. It reminds me of yesterday when Kimani Chungwa was saying that they want Kiambu to pull out of the Mount Kenya. Politics of separation, divide and rule. Yet in the very meeting, William Ruto was talking about unity. How can you purport to be uniting a country when you are also sponsoring other leaders to start a process of segregation? It is not possible. Of late, people have accused Kithure Kindiki of being very weak, being very passive, because compared to the man he succeeded, Kithure Kindiki inherited a very big shoes. And so, of late, you've heard Kithure Kindiki saying, "Mimi ni noma si noma, mimi ni fire si fire." And I think some people are telling him to embrace this politics of intolerance and goonism so that people can feel him, people can see him as a man ambaye ni noma, a man who is a firebrand, the way he says, "Mimi ni fire si fire." So maybe he's falling into this kind of trap. But one day he will realize that whatever he did was wrong because he will be attacked the same way. People will boo him, people will heckle him. In fact, he should be the last person to do this because he lives in a glass house. He should not be throwing stones. He has tasted, you know, the bitter taste of rejection and rebellion and heckling. It will be very, very bad. At some point, we understand that he's under pressure to prove that indeed he's a man who is fit to control Mount Kenya, something that has become a fiasco, if you ask me, because Rigathi Gachagua has taken over. So maybe he wanted to show Rigathi and the group, he wanted to show Kalonzo that this is my backyard and you cannot just come and do things. In the spirit of unity, every leadership is allowed to go anywhere. As we speak, we do not know whether Kithure Kindiki will be retained in 2027 because he brings nothing to the table. And so maybe he was fighting hard to show William Ruto that we can play it the way you like it. He's fighting for a space in 2027. Now, in the middle of all this misbehavior, I like something about those goons. They didn't throw any stone. They didn't attack people using crude weapons. They just shouted two-term, maybe to express their view. If you dig deeply, you will realize that they must have been paid some money. There's a lot of money being wasted in this regime. If it is not SHA, then it is e-citizen. If it is not that, then it is in this thing called empowerment programs where money is just being dished out. So this might have been paid goons who are told just heckle him. But I like the fact that they didn't use any crude weapons. But you see, it starts like that. Then before you know it, they have graduated to now using crude weapons and they kill each other. This could be a very bad pointer. This vector points at a very volatile situation that we will witness ahead of 2027. When campaigns shall be officially declared, it will be chaotic because all the presidential candidates will be running over. If you want to segregate your region and you want to block out some leaders and they cannot visit you, then you're also telling his supporters that you not visit them. So if at all, and I'm saying if at all, because Kithure must say that you give us any evidence that I was the one, but the leaders who mentioned his name perhaps had got intelligence report that this happened. But the question I want to ask, if it was Rigathi Gachagua perhaps who had gone to Tharaka Nithi, do you think they would have had the audacity to attack him? Of course, we know he was attacked from the airport, but the Tharaka as a thing still believe in Rigathi Gachagua. So it is a battle royale. We should not encourage this kind of intolerance because it will backfire on us. Let leaders sell their agenda. Tunataka tu kuuza sera. We want clean politics. We don't want you to use youths to kill each other. And I would really beg our youths, please don't allow these politicians to use you, because when you are used, they know you are cheap. They will abandon you. Let us ask questions, put them to pressure to perform, because that is the reason why they are there, especially those who have been elected, those who are in office. They are being maintained by taxpayers' money. The person who is doing this has got a very myopic vision. But I like the way Kalonzo handled it. So Kalonzo has said the whole process was very successful. The campaigns, Meet the People tour, except for that one moment when a handful of goons were told, you sing two-term. All those who are making noise two-term, if you ask them why Ruto is a two-term president, they will not tell you. And the youths will play a very pivotal role as we head to 2027. Let us shun this kind of politics where we are being used by politicians who cannot bring their children to be part of the violent groups, to be part of these political gimmicks. And we need to condemn this in the strongest terms possible. Kalonzo is pointing accusing fingers to none other than Kithure Kindiki. Both of them are lawyers. If they want to sue themselves, we'll be waiting for that episode. Wengine anaweza sema uliniita jina bure, but if they dare that, some group will come out and they will confess that indeed we were given money to attack. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.